Hello, guys. Good day. This is Anne of Reinforcement Club, your fellow positive reinforcer. Today, we're going to talk about the real reason why it's hard to stay consistent. You know, the way consistency builds trust. If you go to work consistently punctual, you arrive at work 10, 15 minutes ahead or half an hour ahead before your work time starts, like arrive at work every day for the entire year or years, and working in that department, you arrive 6:30, but your work starts at 7. That is consistency, which means that your boss can trust you. If he needs to, he can count on you without thinking twice. If he needs something to get it, to be done before 7, before the proper work starts. Now, being consistent, there's a lot of challenges that you're gonna meet along the way when you have a long-term goals, and it's not easy because it's like you're gonna change a thing that you're doing every day. Like you've used to eating loads of pizzas, ice cream along with your meal every day, and you have to get rid of that because you just happen to know that you're already pre-diabetic. So that's already your habits for a very long time, and then suddenly, boom, yeah, you have to change it. Otherwise, you're gonna be diabetic. So you got to change it, and you decided to be on high protein diet, maybe limit the intake of sugary foods. So that's actually, even though it just sounds like easy, easy for the first couple of days, maybe even easy on the first day, hardly second day, third day, maybe your brains will going to ask you, what's the point of this? What's the point? Because it's a long term, it's forever and ever, amen, kind of change that you have to do, changing your old ways. Now, first things first, the reason why it's hard to change a habit, even though like in a relationship, even though your partner have already threatened you to leave you, if you won't change, it's so hard. Otherwise, if you do value your partner, you would have to change it right there and then. I mean, give yourself an ultimatum no matter how hard it is. Now, yeah, the first reason why your brain would actually quit your plan towards an absolute change is that our brain is wired to have a shiny object. It would love to have like a instant gratification. Our brain loves excitement. But when you do a thing consistently, the same thing, the same quality of work, so you can achieve this, you can get this particular result in a year or 2 years, your brain gets bored. Repetition is boring. Even though that is necessary, that is good for you, it is still boring. Once again, when your mind will ask you, I mean, what's the point of this? It's boring. Maybe we could just get something new, and go back to the old ways. What about that? And another reason is that motivation. You can't rely on motivation because motivation is just merely feeling. It's tied to emotion, and our emotion is absolutely up and down. In real life, I'm talking about, when you're tired, when you're bored and stressed out, and then you don't want to do anything. Today I feel like I'm not doing anything. But you got to go to the gym to work out. That's what you promised yourself to do. Let's just say 3 months ago, you've consistently go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week or every day. And then there you go on the third month, what a wonderful Monday that you're stressed out from work. And then you ask yourself, I'm too tired. Yeah, you're stressed out. But then you promise yourself, look, I'm a kind of person who goes to the gym every day. And then there you go, tiredness, stress hit you. What are you going to do about that? And then along with that, motivation drops. So it's real life. It's real thing. And another thing, the third one is that our old habits will always fight back the old you versus the new you. Our old routines of comfort, even though when they don't serve us anymore, they still going to creep in. When you're stressed, when you're bored, when you're tired, they're still trying to sell you a Netflix episode instead of going to the gym. That old you will still be happy to sell you a pizza, to order a pizza online because it's easier and it's a payday. And payday, you have loads of extra money. Why can't you just have another pizza today? Since you have a pizza yesterday, maybe we could try another flavor today. And there you go. You've ruined your diet plan. And change, when you get used to your old ways, change means dragging a stubborn donkey up to hill. It's hard. Unless you really, it's an ultimatum to yourself. It's a do or die thing. But other people don't seem to see, they need more heavy, blatant, vigilant reason why they have to change. And most of the people that they don't seem to see the reason why, even myself, sometimes it's hard to change. And lastly, talking about long-term goals, and you have to be consistently doing a thing. Even in investing, you invest, like, for example, I invest in a S&P 500 consistently, 100 or 100 euro just as for a good try, 100 euro per month consistently. But it's not a bother. It didn't even, at the moment, I wasn't tempted to not put in the money at the moment. For the entire 20 years, imagine how boring is that? But, when you give yourself a promise and it's easy, it's a no-brainer to do it, then it's possible. But let's just say going to the gym every day, oh my gosh, that's a heavy job. Given that you have other responsibilities. So, in that way, like for example, you've seemed to gain like 10 kilos for, after going to the gym for 2 years, suddenly you realize you've gained 10 kilos. This is just for the sake of example. And then you want to change. You want to work out more and do the diet. Go back to the old you that you created. The 2 years of workout and diet. You want to go back. And you see, in the first few weeks, you wouldn't see the result. Even though you consistently, you stick to your diet and you go to the gym, you work out, you run. Not necessarily you have to go to the gym. But then you still haven't seen the result. Maybe you lose 9 kilos, 3 kilos, sorry about that. You lose 1 kilo after 2 weeks, or after 4 weeks, you've lost 3 kilos out of 10 kilos that you've gained, weight. So you wouldn't see the result immediately. And as I've mentioned earlier, our brain loves to have instant gratification. And if you don't see the invisible progress, that's why it's invisible, you're going to get disappointed and you're going to ask yourself again, what's the point? So that's how hard it is. It's not, you're going to have a fight against yourself. Now, I have few suggestions on how to fix this though. And the most important suggestion, it's not the basic, but it's also a hardcore suggestion. Number one is just, it's important to tie your habits to your identity. I was a late person. 2 years ago, sometimes I just intentionally do it. But then there was something happened to me that I missed an opportunity, and I told myself I don't want to be late anymore going to work. So, yeah. For last year, I was only late once. This year, at the moment, I was late twice for important reasons, which is reasonable. But most of the time, I arrive to work like 10 minutes, 15 minutes before I'm already there. Change, and I'm there, ready for action. So, yeah. And it wasn't easy because you have to wake up early. But then it's the same thing though. If I wake up late and early, it's the same thing. I still have to wake up. That sounds funny. But I actually, told myself that, look, I'm a punctual worker. I'm a punctual nurse. I am punctual. And you could tell yourself, like tying your identity to your habits, you could say to yourself, I am the kind of person who goes to the gym 3 to 4 times a week, or I'm the kind of person who loves, who loves high protein diet. Or you could tell yourself, I'm a kind of person who loves to bring flowers to my partner, to my girlfriend. So you could, it's also a good way to remind yourself every day about that. And that's not motivation. That's an effort for you to remember who you are. That's why it's important to tie your habits to your identity. Like, I am a punctual nurse. I'm a punctual employee. I am a lover who brings flowers to my girlfriend, who loves bring flowers to my girlfriend every Sunday. You got to be particular with the time and date. And the next thing that I would suggest is, it's way better to create a system instead of relying on your motivation to do the main thing. Like, if your main thing is going to work out 3 to 4 times a week, then there will come a time that it's really hard to drag yourself to go to the gym because it's cozy at home. Because, you still love cuddle. You still want more cuddle. Or you just don't want to do anything. So a system will help you drag yourself, do the most important thing. If you're on day off, or when you have the opportunity to go to the gym, just get that opportunity to get yourself to the gym. And part of that system is, you do that most important thing, the hardest thing that you can do for yourself first, plus make some preparations, some rituals. Like, you prepare everything that you need within your visibility to remind you that you are going to go to the gym today. You said it to yourself. Like, your bag is there, your shoes are ready, everything. When you wake up, get up, you see those, and then go to the gym. That's a reminder for yourself, because you said to yourself, I am consistent. I am a kind of person who loves to work out 4 times a week, or every day if you can manage. And the next thing is that it's also important to reward your small wins. After going to the gym, you can eat some treats, chocolates, Snickers. Or after you religiously followed your high protein diet from Monday to Saturday, maybe you give yourself a cup of ice cream on Sunday. Just one day. Reward yourself. Never forget to reward yourself. Because, as I've mentioned earlier, our brain loves excitement. If you take away that excitement, I can't imagine what change is that. Like, that would be a awful change. Like, you're gonna miss your old self. So you give yourself a reward, for the dopamine. And lastly, when you decided to make a change, maybe you might want to consider lowering the entry bar. Make it a no-brainer action. Or you can start something easy. Like, if you want to go to the gym, okay, every morning I want to drink a glass of water when I wake up, when I get up. And that's easy. And when I get up, and after that, I grab my bag and go to the gym. And then the next day drink some water, glass of water, and go to the gym. So you associate the easy to the main thing that you really want to do, that you promise yourself that you're going to do. And in that way, when you do the things that you're going to do, that you tell yourself that you're going to do, in that way, it means that you can rely on yourself. When you look after yourself, it means that you are a reliable person, you are trustworthy, because you've already showed to yourself that you are trustworthy. And then after that, other people can see that too. So it's just a reflection from inside out. So I hope I shared something valuable today. If you ever loved this episode, you can share this to your family and friends. You can follow me in YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, even in X. Reinforce Me Club. By the way, this is Ann, your fellow positive reinforcer. I do appreciate your time, and have a lovely day ahead. Thank you.